Nathan Arthur at Jameson Grace Marketing. This morning, since we've got a lot of new faces since I kind of went over this last time, I'm going to be kind of doing an overview of what all we do, and hopefully it's super easy to follow. So, before we dive in, who can tell me where our business name came from?
I know.
Shoot.
I know.
Okay, Casey was first.
Okay. You're sweet babies. The two. You have 3 babies, but can't find this and your daughter.
Yes. All right. Who wants to be my runner? Anybody? Okay, can you run that to Casey? We're for board. All right. So yes, our business name came from.
Babies.
Yes, I know. I'm trying to button on. So this is Tucker right here. His middle name is Jameson. And my beautiful daughter, Addie, her middle name is Grace. So we came up with this name back in, and I say we, as well, my wife. My beautiful wife, Jessica. In 2017, we came up with that name, and we didn't have our third, Emmeline Kate. But I tried to say marketing just to kind of get her in there, but whatever. So this is about why, for those of you who don't know, and Dakota's not here, he's like, bro, you talk about your family, but I've never seen them. Do they exist? Do they really exist? I'm like, yes, they exist. I was going to try to drag Jessica up here today, but anyway, yes, they do exist. I will try to bring her out to the next event. And follow-up is my faith. So my faith in Jesus Christ is obviously my biggest why. And for those of you who don't know me, we can talk about it in a one-to-one, though. And if you want to hear me sing, come out this weekend. I'm leading the first song, so I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. There's so many good verses out there that I stand by. So, moving on. All right. So, what we do, I stand up every week and say the same thing. We do websites, SEO, Google Ads, social media. We also do other things, but we ain't gonna get into all that. We serve businesses nationwide. So the bulk of our business is in DFW. We do have a few clients in other states. I don't go international. I had one quote international a long time ago. I don't really want to get into international. Of course, if you brought me something, I'm sure we could figure something out. But for the most part, please, let's say it a little less. And so rolling into website design. So the thing that we like to focus on when we do a consultation is to explain kind of where they're at, what their future is over the next several years, because it matters starting out of the gate. Normally when we have a potential client come to us, they've been in business for a couple years or so, and we have a lot of fixing that we need to do. I'm keeping time up here too. Oh, no. So, like, they'll be like, yeah, I've been rolling with this for a couple years, and we'll look at it and come to find out they don't own their site. They've been leasing it for these last several years. They want to leave, but they're literally left with nothing. We hear all these different stories. So right out of the gate, what we explain to them is we personally build on WordPress, and the reason behind that is if one of our clients chooses to leave for whatever reason, we want them to be able to have something and just be able to pick up right where they're at. Clients that come to us with like Wix, Weebly, Squarespace, all these other ones, those are great platforms, but if you ever want to switch later, it's really hard because it's not like you can just, import it right in, super simple. And a lot of the SEO work that was done has to be redone. So we kind of go over that at the beginning to lay the groundwork where they want to start and then kind of go from there. Our process is pretty simple and it's completely turnkey. The clients don't have to worry about getting us a ton of content if they don't want to. We start out usually with some type of mock-up or a home page design to make sure we're on the same page, and then we kind of go from there. The last thing we want to do is build out an entire site and then get to the end, they're like, well, let's try something different. So we try to make sure we keep that communication all the way through, and we tell them, be honest with us, like, don't blow smoke and then get to the end and like, oh, I hate it. So we want to keep that communication rolling the whole process. So SEO, we usually break down SEO into a couple different components. We've got the local SEO, which is your Google. I'm not going to say that. Crap. Okay, next question. Who can tell me what GBP stands for?
Google My Business Profile. Google Preferred.
Google Business Profile.
Here, I got it first. Somebody over here said it first. All right. So, GBP, Google Business Profile. Used to be called Google My Business. Before that, it was something else. Google likes to change things up, keep it fresh. So, last time I did this presentation, Google had over 90% market share. Currently, as of 2025, they've got just a little bit over 87%. Yeah. So Bing has grown some, DuckDuckGo, and all these other ones that are coming in. So I would imagine over the years, it's just going to fluctuate over time as things get more diverse. But for now, Google's still king, and around 90% of the traffic comes from first page. Usually people aren't going to scroll too far past, so it's kind of important to get up there. And we can work on either one, but we prefer to work on both if the budget allows. So what is SEO? We get asked that question a lot. SEO is a ton of different things, right? So really at the end of the day, what it's about is different tasks and things to try to get to your website and your Google business profile to rank higher. Obviously, the more that you can rank, the more eyes it gets seen and more impressions, and should lead to more clicks, calls, things like that. So if you're not seen, they're not gonna be able to click on you, right? Google Ads. So Google Ads is broken down into a bunch of different components. So you've got pay-per-click ads. Gum, I'm getting ahead of myself. All right. Who can tell me what? Too late.
It's never too late.
All right. Who can tell me what GLSA stands for?
Google Live Services.
What?
Google Live
Tested.
Close.
Tested.
to local services.
Yes, Google Local Services. All right. Take that too much, please. All right. Yes, Google Local Services ads. Display ad, YouTube ad, retargeting ads. So Google has a big umbrella of different types of ads. Google Local Services ads is pretty cool, especially if you're on somewhat of a budget, because there's a lot of flexibility without having to know too terribly much about different things on the back end. As long as you can set the right parameters and things like that, you can at least turn those on your own. We have a small setup if you want us to set it up for you and then show you how to manage it on your own. But it's very diverse. You can do a lot of different things under the Google Ads umbrella. All right, social media, organic posts. So we can post on several different platforms on your behalf. This isn't anything you can't do on your own. This service is strictly to save you time and the headache of having to worry about it, to think about it, things like that. So if you don't have a giant team like Carlos that can do all this for you, and you don't want to jack with it at all, sit down with us and we can kind of go over a plan to take care of this for you, so you don't have to think about it. Same thing on the social media paid ad side. So the cool thing with having organic content is that you can also turn that into paid ads, or you can do specific targeted campaigns or different things for leads, impressions, things like that. But we can get a lot of those different platforms as well. All right, so some of the reasons why people choose us. So obviously we truly care, because we wouldn't have started this business if we didn't. Kind of a little bit of background if you hadn't had a one-to-one with me. I used to work for a couple of large marketing agencies, like billion-dollar agencies. Y'all may not know this, but Yellow Pages had a digital division, which is kind of how I got started in the game. They were bought by Dex Media a few years back, but then I got recruited by Web.com and things like that. So I learned a lot of cool stuff, all these things you can do, but I also learned about how not to treat customers, which, when you get into massive companies, it's hard to not treat people as a number. But anyway, that's why we wanted to open up shop, so we can kind of be more personal. We have no hidden agendas. We're very transparent with everything that we lay out in front of you. Locally owned and operated, easily accessible. One of the things we hear a lot of times is, I signed up and now I can't ever get a hold of anybody, or they changed reps on me again, and all this stuff. So don't have to worry about that here. We provide result-driven solutions, proven track record with references, and we offer several solutions that take your business to the next level. And we also try to be customizable. We usually will do a consultation and lay it out with some different options. If those specific options don't work, we try to custom tailor a little more within reason, right? Still got to make some money. All right, who's a good referral for us? Obviously, we love the trades, and then there's also the professional side: attorneys, dentists, doctors, chiropractors. Currently, we're full on roofing companies in DFW. So if you've got a roofer, we might be able to do a couple things for them, but on the SEO and Google Ads, we're fulls on DFW. All right, I had a couple more questions on here real quick. Let's see, what is our taglines?
Business phones, baby.
Anybody?
Jason's. All right, I'm out of time.
All right, last but not least, we are doing a $100 referral for each closed business for our monthly marketing services. So please keep us in mind and we'll hook you up. Preferably, don't send us more than 5 a year, so we don't have to cut you $299. But honestly, I don't mind. That's a good problem to have if you would, hook us up with more. All right. Anybody have any questions? Yes.
You create that web ads?
What is it?
Social media ads, do you create the ads?
Yeah, we can create them for you if you have something like we can partner with William to get some really cool video content for the ads. Yeah. I got one last question. One more gift card. What year did I join this chapter?
2017.
Who's the first one that said 17?
Right here, it's Jolene.
Jolene said 17? All right. All right, I think I'm out of time. We're kind of running late this morning. But hit me up with a one-to-one if you have any more questions. Appreciate y'all.